Hello everybody, it's Murialda here once again, and welcome back to a box. So yes, this box is different. I'm going to be straight up honest with you right up front. This box contains 3 custom minifigures, and to generate the images that I sent in for them to be created, I did use Google Gemini to create the images, and then I sent it to JuJuBit.AI, which is a company that I just saw ads for on Facebook. And then they further refined it with AI to make 3D models. And then they 3D printed it. So if any of that gives you the ick, I totally understand. Feel free to close this video, unsubscribe, do whatever you need to do. It's just to make yourself feel better. But I'm actually kind of excited and kind of nervous for this as well. I'm going to do the video, I'm doing a YouTube intro, and then I'm going to do a full unboxing with my address and name and everything, just in case something goes wrong, but you will not see that part. You will see the unboxing, if I decide to even post this. So yeah, if you've been following on the Discord, I kind of got on a kick of thinking about making a mascot for the channel. And I, used Google Gemini to just combine some of my waifus, mainly TamaNep and Nep. And then I came up with a few designs that I liked. And I don't know if I'm ever going to actually use them. Then one day I was on Facebook. You're not getting my Facebook. I just use that for family and town news and stuff like that. But anyways, I was on Facebook and I saw an ad for JuJuBit.AI about making custom figures. I will say this, those ads are kind of deceptive because they show big figures and everything, but while you can do that, they're very expensive. Typically, you're going to get smaller ones. But I looked around and eventually I said, you know what, fuck it, and decided to order a few of them, and I used those images. I will say this, they are, for what they are quite expensive, and you can get lots of other higher quality figures for less than what I paid for these. I've got a few of them just for examples, but I also brought out little Keina. She is a Nendoroid Petit, and the reason I brought her out is she is 6 centimeters tall, which is how big these 3 custom minifigures are. So yeah, that gives you an idea of how big they're going to be. You can get smaller down to 4 centimeters, and you can get bigger up to 10 centimeters, but as you get bigger, the price goes up quite quickly. And you can do a custom order for up to 30 centimeters tall, but they don't even give you an estimate price. You have to do a custom order and everything. So I did not do that. I decided to go with the 6 centimeters because it's decent enough price. I thought about doing the 10 centimeters, which is the height of a standard Nendoroid, but that was almost triple the price. So yeah. I do want to say right up front, I am not sponsored or anything. I have no affiliation with this company other than I saw an ad and I decided to try to buy them. So yeah. I don't even know if I'm going to post this video or not because I know the general sentiment on these topics, and I know I will get tons of comments despite me saying this is expensive. I know it's expensive. You don't need to tell me it's expensive. You don't need to tell me it's too expensive for you. I will get all those comments saying, yeah, it's too expensive. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, that's the YouTube intro part. I've wasted 4 minutes of your life just staring at the side of a box. I'm going to go ahead and do the actual unboxing with the information and stuff. I will bring you in after I tell all the information and order numbers and stuff, and you will see what I see. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this box open. As you can tell, it's quite wide. I think there's probably 3 boxes in here. I'm not sure. But so as I said, I ordered these figures from JuJuBit.AI. I have no affiliation with them, no sponsorships or anything. I just saw them on Facebook and I decided to make some custom figures of some characters I had designed kind of as a mascot for the channel. So let's go ahead and just cut this open. Come on. I'm just trying not to damage the package because, yeah, boxes are boxes, but it's still nice to keep them. There. Come on. And I might have to, for the YouTube part of this, I will edit because I probably just showed my address, which I don't want YouTube to know. Okay, I was incorrect. There is only one box, but there are 3 figures. Okay, so put that off to the side. So we've got a nice orange box. You got JuJuBit's logo. You got some little logos and designs, some information, and then the sides are plain boring. So these are, I have 3 custom miniature figures. I'm going to put on screen now in the YouTube part of this the 3 images that I uploaded to JuJuBit to create these. I've been toying with the idea of making a mascot for this channel, and these are some 3D AI generated images of combining some of my waifus. So now that we've seen the original pictures, let's go ahead and open this box. So it's kind of like a magnetic seal, and then open it up. There is some black foam, and then underneath it looks to be some yellow tissue paper shreds. And we've got 3 little bubble wrap bundles. Seems to be pretty securely packed. And it will generate quite the mess. So we'll go ahead and put these out of the way. Come on, clean up the mess. This is not interesting content. Put that off to the side. So as I said, there are like 3 bubble wrap bundles. I did get, they are the 6 centimeter custom figures. So not too big, not too, kind of small. But the price is right in the middle, especially for trying out a company that I've never done anything with before. You could get bigger figures if you want, but they are quite a bit more expensive. Do I need to break out the knife to get into this package? So it is taped with masking tape. And I'm trying to be extra careful because they are 3D printed figures. And I did kind of push the limits with my designs. So we'll see how they turned out. So there we go. And then it's also wrapped in more foam, which is taped shut. So this first one is also wrapped in tissue paper. And then there is more foam on the inside. Okay. So this one I believe is Astraea. So lots of foam. Yep. Wow. I wasn't expecting much because, you know, they are small and 3D printed and everything. And like I said, I did go pretty ham on the design. Lots of little tiny foam pieces. They did not want her to break, that's for sure. Maybe on the YouTube video maybe I'll cut out some of this foam removal. Or maybe I won't, I don't know. I should have brought out some tweezers. Come on. Okay, time to break out the knife to just try to get some of that off. But right now, I am actually pretty dang surprised at how for as tiny as these things are, how good the quality is right now. Okay, so there we go. So the first one we opened, let me get my glasses on. So this one, when I had Gemini generate this image and give her a name, it named it Astraea. This is a combination of TamaNep, Purple Heart, Nepinep, Toka, Jabril, Ryza, and Shinano. This is a 6 centimeter figure, 2.38 inches. Very, very tiny, but quite a lot of detail. So for this size, it cost, originally it would be $69.99, but since I was a new customer and clicked the ad in Facebook, I got 15% discount, so I paid $59.50. So there she is. And obviously she is tiny. And when you get that tiny, some of the detail obviously will be lost. Like her eyes are pretty much dots. But she does have the multicolored hair. She's got the Toka hairband. She's got boobs. She's got some armor on her legs. We've got a little tortoiseshell cat that is representative of Mali. And it's playing with a little toy. She is in a library. Got some books and stuff. There is more foam in there, but I will need to get tweezers to get that out. Obviously, this would be very fragile. She does have tails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tails. And she's got some wings and hair. So, oh, there is yet more foam under her hair. So yeah, I definitely will need to get tweezers later. But yeah, for 3D printed, and I don't believe there's any paint used. It's just colored filament and everything. Wow, I'm actually surprised. I'm pleased with that. So let's go ahead and set her down and try to clean up a mess. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a bag to throw all this foam into. And I will get my tweezers too. Okay, I am back. So let's get some tweezer action going on and remove all this extra foam. Okay, that's a pretty tight fit there. I don't know if you can see, but she's got white ones on. Just going to reach in there and check. I don't think that is foam. Okay. So yeah, that is figure number 1. That is what AI decided to call Astraea. So let's go ahead and open the next little bundle. Again, this is 3D printed AI generated image figure. So this will either be TamaNep or it will be, I think I've decided to call her Kitsu. But no way to know until we get her open. So again, wrapped in bubble wrap with masking tape holding everything together. And then again, wrapped in foam and tissue paper. Let's see. This one is going to be TamaNep. So she was my first design. Wow, I wasn't expecting the whole base, but they put in the whole base. So this one is a combination of TamaNep and Purple Heart Nepinep. That's why I'm calling her TamaNep. Okay, tweezer time. And again, being so tiny, there is some loss of detail. But for all the extra added on stuff with the base and the little kitty cats, it did not add to the price at all. Okay, maybe if I come from the back. Okay, I do believe she is all defoamed. There is a little gap up there, but that's okay. So yeah, little Shrine Maiden TamaNep and Nep combination. And we've got Mally, and then we've also got an orange cat. You know who the orange cat is? Yeah. Yep, this is a memento to Milo. But they are playing with each other. When I first, like I said, this was my first one that I posted on the Discord. And Chris Kojak said, "Oh, that's your ideal figure." And at the time, I didn't plan on making these. I didn't even know this service existed. So yeah, we've got a lantern, we've got a torii gate, ropes and everything. You can see all the detail on the tails in the back. And little lantern, and there's ropes on her twin tail, and this one merges into her actual tail. She's holding a fan. She's got a belly button, got boobs, got ears, little hair ornament and everything. She's got some sleeves. Looking at the bottom, it looks like she's got some black ones on. They put the little slit in the skirt that I designed or asked for or whatever. And then quite the detailed base as well. So yeah, I'm happy. Now, like I said, they are expensive. Remember, this is a little 6 centimeter tall, 2.39 inches tall figure. It is a one of a kind, one out of one. I'm the only one in the world that owns this. But it cost, for 6 centimeters, $69.99, or with the 15% first-time buyer discount, $59.50. So, yay. And just to prove, I did bring out a tape measure. So, there's the 6 centimeter mark, and that's pretty bang on. So, we'll go ahead and put her up there. And we'll clean up the foam mess. And we will move on to the last one. This one is, this will be Kitsu. I decided to call her. I had AI give me some names, and that was the one that it came up with that I liked. This is the one that I actually really focused on trying to make it a mascot for the channel. And again, it's a combination of TamaNep and Nep, because they are waifus number 1 and 2. So again, packed pretty dang good. Lots of bubble wrap and foam and tissue paper. So foam is falling off. Wow, they even got the detail on all the boxes. Some more foam between her legs. And some more that I need to use tweezers for. And I do believe that is all. Okay, they didn't do all the detail on the boxes. The back are just plain. But again, we've got a little representation of Mally. And yeah, another little fox girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tails. She's got boobs. She's holding out her hand. She is sitting on some figure boxes. Like I said, this one was the main attempt at making a mascot. So we got some bunny girls and stuff, Nendoroids, and just pretty surprised how much detail there is. Because this is just 3D printed. I don't believe there is actually any paint. And I don't really see print lines or anything either. She's wearing kind of like that Shrine Maiden outfit, and she's got the skirt. It's supposed to be red, but it's in the shadow, so it's kind of blackish. She's sitting there. She's got her sandals on and the Neptunia style boots. Got her shoulders out, little hair ornaments, a couple rings on her ears. Looking from the bottom, if I had to guess, I would say they're black, but you can't really see any details under there. But again, little tiny figures. So let me go ahead and clean up my mess. So I'm confident at this point of saying that these figures arrived intact and I won't need to open any claims or anything. So let me go ahead and end the proof video part of this, and we shall do the ending parts of the YouTube video. Alright, so I have adjusted things a little bit more so we can get a better view of these figures. Let me just go over the information from the beginning again, just to be safe. So originally, I decided one day I was going to play around with AI a little bit and, combine some waifus and see what they looked like. And I made some designs, and the first one I made was of TamaNep over here. And I was actually impressed and liked her. And I posted her on the Discord, and Chris Kojak commented that it's like my ideal figure. It's waifus combined. And then it kind of put it in my head, maybe I could make a mascot for the channel and just use AI to do it so I don't have to spend any money. So I played around some more, and I came up with this one, which AI gave a couple names, and I picked Kitsu. And this was the closest to being a mascot for the channel. I probably won't do that, but she is sitting on some figure boxes and stuff, and she's got a cat representing Mali. And then I decided to go ham, and I combined TamaNep, Toka, Jibril, Ryza, and Shinano, and I got what AI called Astraea. And that was nice and everything, and I figured that was as far as I was going to go with it. And then I was on Facebook one day, and I got an ad for JuJuBit.AI, where you can make your custom figures and everything. And I wasn't going to do anything. I looked at it, and the ads are kind of deceptive because they are bigger figures in the ads. These are little 6 centimeter figures. But I looked around and I decided, you know what? What the hell? I found a couple actual legitimate reviews on YouTube, and they looked decent enough. And I'm like, what the hell? Yes, they are expensive, but they are one of ones. They are custom figures. I'm the only one that owns these. Like I said, they are 6. I went with the 6 centimeter option. And that originally would have cost $69.99 each. Since I was a first-time customer, I got a 15% discount, which cost $59.50 total each. And then free shipping over $99. They do have options down to 4 centimeters tall, which would be $29.99, or up to 10 centimeters tall, which is the size of a standard Nendoroid. That 10 centimeters is $169.99. So yeah, it gets very expensive. The 6 centimeter option, like I said, was $69.99, which came down to $59.99 or $59.50. They also have options where you can do a custom order up to 10 or 30 centimeters, which is a regular scale figure, but you have to get custom quotes and everything, and I'm sure it would probably be multiple hundreds, or probably close to $1,000 for that, which ain't happening. And I decided to go with the 6 centimeters because I'm just experimenting, and I didn't want to go too crazy because I also was worried it was going to be a scam. But I'm actually pretty impressed with the detail and quality of these figures. They are meant for like tabletop RPG games, And you can do a couple different styles. You can submit a picture. You can completely generate things with AI if you want. But yeah, I ordered these back on August 1st of 2026. And they give you the option of tracking the status and everything. So on August 7th, it actually went into manual review where they take the picture, they generate a 3D model that they show you on the screen when you place your order, and then they supposedly manually review it and make adjustments to make it actually work for 3D printing. Then on August 10th is when they actually started the 3D printing. And then they shipped out on August 19th using SF Express. I guess they're located in China and that's their local thing. Once it got through customs on August 21st, it got handed over to SpeedX, which I've never heard of, but it's a delivery company. When I Googled it, they have very bad reviews, both on the customer and passenger or driver side. Luckily, I didn't have any issues. And they finally were delivered today on August 26th of 2026. So yay. Like I said, we have TamaNep, which is Tamamo and Neptune Purple Heart, as a Shrine Maiden. I added a little tortoiseshell cat and an orange cat. So we got Mali in remembrance of Milo. And I also generated the base and with the Tori Shrine and everything using the AI tool on the website. And being tiny, like if you come up close to the face shot, if it will show and not be blurry. I mean, you got a little detail in the eyes and a little bit hint of a mouth, but she's so tiny and 3D printed, can't really make it out. Come on, maybe if we just zoom, that works a little bit better. But I mean, you can see all the details in the twin tails and the ropes, and her actual tails have all the little detail lines and everything. You can, now that I'm zoomed in, you can kind of make out that it's 3D printed just by the textures and everything. I don't believe it's the standard layer one. It might be like the where it builds it inside of a bed of stuff. I don't know. And it's not paint, it's 3D or colored filament, I guess. The next one we've got would be what AI called Kitsu. She actually is a little bit bigger of a figure. There's all 6 centimeters, but since she is sitting down, it was able to make her bigger. And she's got the detail, like she's got earrings, she's got floofs, she's got hair ornament. Again, we've got Mali sitting on her lap. She's holding out her arm. I did originally have Milo in there, but I decided to take him out. It was too much going on. And I have her sitting on some figure boxes because this was, you know, a mascot character for the channel and I unbox figures. So lots of details on those boxes. From the back, not so much. But we do see all the details on the tails. So there's that one. And then, like I said, I went a little ham and threw on a bunch of characters. This one I was the most worried about how it was going to turn out. So this would be Astraea. And I mean, you can see her legs. Again, we got Mali and she's playing with a little pouch and everything. There's crystals and everything and books. She's got a sword and she's got a fan. She's got wings. She's got tails. So yeah, I pushed the limits a little bit, but they came through. And you can even see like the details in her dress and on the sword and in her wings. Obviously this is going to be very fragile, so don't throw it around. Now comes the questions. I think you should buy this? I would say it's 100% your decision. As I said, they are very expensive. So basically, figure $70 each for little 6 centimeters figures. For comparison, I've got Keina. She is a Nendo Petit, which is also about 6 centimeters without the base. You can do like Nendoroid style figures too if you want, but I just kept them more this style. So it kind of gives you an idea of the height. If you want to spend a lot of money, you can get them Nendoroid sized. So there is Nendo Purple Heart. Just to give you a little bit more size comparison. And both of those figures are much cheaper than what these cost. Keina was like $2, and Nep was 40 something, I think. But you know what else you can get for under $70 that these each cost? If we move them back, we've got a 1/6 scale Chaperina Philosys. And we have a 1/4 scale Yuna. And these are both like $40 to $50, maybe up to $70. So yeah, you can have the little tiny thing, or you can have a 1/4 scale bunny. What the little tiny things have going for them is, as I said, they are 100% custom. They are unique, 1 out of 1. Some people make them as like wedding cake toppers. So yeah. And just for comparison, let's do some shaky cam. So there's Yuna compared with TamaNep. TamaNep is as tall as Yuna's shoe. And there's Chaperina Philosys with Kitsu comes about midway up her calf. If that. So yeah, you can definitely get regular scale figures, much bigger scale figures for less. But they are mass produced and everything, so it's up to you. Again, I understand they are very expensive. I am surprised, honestly, at the quality of them. But again, if you want to buy these or not, it's up to you. The price is prohibitive, but they are customs. You can upload whatever picture you want. Their website generates the 3D model. Supposedly someone actually looks at it and models it, and then they print them and ship them out. So I can kind of understand the price, but at the same time, it's a lot to swallow. So yeah, again, I'll put up the images that they're based off of, and we'll close this off. So these are little custom minifigures. They are manufactured by JuJuBit.AI. They are based off of images I submitted that I used Google Gemini to generate, combining a bunch of waifus. These are the 6 centimeter options, which cost me $59.50 with the 15% discount. Originally, they would have cost $69.99. Shipping was free for orders over $99. And it took just under a month from placing the order for them to be delivered into my hands. So, yeah. And I mean, they are 3D rendered all the way around. I pushed the limits, I think, with the tails and the base and the wings and everything. So this is just an example of what you could do. And I hope you enjoyed. Please don't leave any hate comments. Like I said, if AI gives you the ick, or if 3D printed things give you the ick, you shouldn't even be watching this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I'm surprisingly happy with these, even though they are tiny. So yeah, I will see you later. Bye-bye.